back to another episode of She Smokes Too. My name is Monica.
And I'm Kara. Today we're really excited about our guest. We have a good friend and actually a customer of JC Newman too, Patty Medina, who owns a cigar shop just outside of Tampa in Lakeland called Cigar Life. So we're so excited that you agreed to join us, Patty.
I am very excited to be here, thank you.
We always like to kick off the show by talking about what we're smoking and what we drink, and it's always guest choice. Mm-hmm. So what did you pick for us to drink and smoke today?
Well, I picked my favorite cigar, which is the Diamond Crown Classic. Mm-hmm. It was my very, very first cigar that I ever smoked. It was a number 4.
Perfect first cigar.
Yes, and I tend to, when people come to the shop and they're looking for their first cigar or they're new smokers, I tend to steer them towards the Diamond Crown because it's a perfect first cigar.
It's
smooth, it's creamy, it's mild, but it's got great flavor. So yeah, you can't go wrong with it. And I like to pair it with either coffee or today we're pairing with champagne, which is another great choice. Mm-hmm. Nothing too heavy with the Diamond Crown.
I don't think I've had this pairing before, and it's really good. I think this might be a
dangerously good
go-to.
Yeah. I love champagne.
This was my first cigar too.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. I feel like it kind of spoils you starting off.
It's like, where do you go from there?
Yeah, exactly.
Patty was saying before we started rolling that it was her first cigar, but it's also like your go-to when you can't decide what you want to smoke, or
exactly.
If you want to try something new, you always go back to Diamond Crown Classic.
Yep. If I'm unsure, I know I'm going to enjoy it every single time, no matter what I'm eating, drinking, what mood I'm in. If I can't decide, I grab a Diamond Crown Classic.
All right, should we jump into our questions?
Let's do it.
All right.
What has been your biggest cigar splurge?
Ooh, biggest cigar splurge.
And you get wholesale pricing, so.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. Well, I have to say, it was actually before we owned the shop. Mm-hmm. I had gotten into cigars with Mario. He smoked first, and I used to hang out with him at the cigar lounges and have no wine or whatever. And then I picked it up as well. And one Christmas, we decided to give ourselves a tower humidor.
Oh wow!
We have a home office. Mario used to work from home at the time, mm-hmm. So we had our tower humidor in there, which held, I don't know. At one point, we counted. I think we had something like 800 cigars.
Oh my gosh!
Between that one and our big tabletop humidors, we probably had 800 cigars in the house.
Wow!
I think that's our biggest.
That's a big splurge.
Yeah, that's when you decided you needed to get wholesale pricing. You were buying so many.
We would go to all the events and try to take advantage of the box deals.
Yeah.
And,
I love your guys' story because you guys just started out as people who loved cigars and you turned it into a business.
Yep.
That's amazing. All right, next question. What must a cigar shop have to make you want to visit?
Wow. There's a couple of 2 or 3 things that I think are crucial. And it was stuff that we looked at mm-hmm. as consumers before we opened the shop. One was good ventilation. Mm-hmm. You don't want to sit in, clouds of smoke where your eyes are burning. And there's always going to be smoke. There is a threshold that your smoke eaters cannot exceed, but you want it to be as clean, the air as clean as possible. The other thing is comfortable seating. And I like to see a clean place.
Yeah.
Not one of these dark, dingy, cavernous
some daylight.
type.
Yeah.
Have some light, either daylight or either natural lighting or good lighting in the shop. Our customers like to hang out and talk and have conversations. It's not that kind of place where you're just sitting in a corner puffing on a cigar in the dark. So. Yeah.
I feel like that can't be overstated, like cleanliness, because it's a consumable product, right? It's like, to me, it's like going to a restaurant, and if your restaurant's dirty, I don't want to eat there. Like, this is a product I'm going to put in my mouth and I'm going to consume. So, like, if you're not keeping your shop clean.
And if you serve drinks, even more so.
True.
Yeah.
Karen and I did these questions to each other. I think we had this question, and my answer was clean bathrooms. Because that says so much about the shop. If they have a clean restroom, you can kind of trust everything else.
Yes. We try very hard to keep everything nice and clean.
Yeah. What is your perfect cigar smoking setting?
I like to smoke outdoors. Mm-hmm. So either out by a body of water, either pool, lake, outdoors. I like to sit outdoors, and specifically in the morning. I like to smoke in the morning.
Okay.
So with my cup of coffee in a pretty setting outside, that to me that would be perfect.
I can see how that could be very meditative.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just quiet. The earth still feels quiet.
Luckily here in Florida, we have a lot of beautiful mornings throughout the year, so
Yeah.
it's a good time to sit outside. Do you have a unicorn cigar you are dying to try? And it does not have to be a Fuente or Newman product.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because I've been fortunate to actually try out some unicorns.
Yeah.
I really can't think of one.
Yeah, you're in a unique position that you get exposed to all these
Yes.
all these different
I mean,
cigars.
we were on the Cigar Family Foundation trip to the DR, and Carlito handed out the 20-year blue, the Opus 20-year blue in a Lancero. Definite unicorn.
Yeah.
And I didn't smoke it that day. We brought those back with us.
Yeah.
Have you smoked it yet? Yeah. Okay.
No, I did. But you know, I wanted to be in the right setting and
Yeah.
not get interrupted and not, you know.
Yeah.
So
Not be 4 cigars in.
exactly.
Yeah.
You've tried some unicorn cigars.
I have, and some very good high-end cigars, and yeah.
Is there one that comes to mind that you were like, this was worth the hype. I'm so glad I got to try this, or
That one.
the blue.
The
Yeah.
blue was phenomenal. Another one I guess you could consider it a unicorn because it's more of an event cigar is the Diamond Crown Cameroon. I'm a big fan of Cameroon wrappers, and I love that cigar.
Yeah.
That's another one. If I
Get your
own a
hands on
couple, I've got a couple in my humidor. So
Yeah, we only release those with our Diamond Crown leather cases for the holidays, and then occasionally for special events. But that's
yeah,
it.
we had some they were in coffins for
Yeah.
an event, and I had a couple of those. I still have a couple in my humidor.
Yeah, those are good.
The Lanceros, I feel like, are especially nice because we prefer like smaller ring gauges,
too.
and they're so hard to come by
Yeah.
nowadays. I feel like.
Yeah.
So it's nice when you can find something like a nice blend in a smaller ring.
Yeah, I guess they're really hard to roll, which is one of the reasons that they're not as popular.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
That's what I've heard. They're hard to roll, and it makes them more expensive because you've got the more experienced rollers doing them.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. You still have to pack a lot of flavor into a really
thin
ring
cigar.
gauge. Yeah,
But I'm like you. I prefer the thin
Yeah.
ring gauge.
yeah.
What's the best advice you have ever received?
It was Mario, my husband, that said he would see me smoking a cigar and I wasn't really enjoying it, especially at the beginning when I was like, I don't know if I like it. He's like, put it down.
Yeah.
I'm going, well, that's a $12 cigar. He goes, it doesn't matter. You're not going to spend an hour smoking a cigar you don't like.
Yeah.
Put it down and find something else.
That's great advice.
And I tell that to everybody. If you don't like it, I know it feels like you're throwing money away, but just, you don't want a bad experience.
Right.
Yeah.
So just put it down, find something else.
What's your favorite cigar smoking memory? Do you have one memory that sticks out involving cigars?
One of my favorites was months before we opened the shop. It was still under construction. We smoked our very first cigar in the shop, sitting on 5-gallon buckets and camp chairs with a makeshift ashtray, and it was the first cigars smoked in the lounge with some very good friends of ours.
That's a great memory.
Do you remember what they were?
It was another brand.
That's okay.
It was with the owners of Cordova and Morales, who are very good friends of ours, and it was their Cordova and Morales cigars.
You smoked it with the owners?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool. That's cool.
They're very dear friends of ours.
Yeah.
And they were, I think they were actually spending a weekend at our house, and we went to show them the progress, and drywall was like a mess. Literally there was no flooring. It was concrete floors. Everything was still,
Yeah.
And we sat in our little camp chairs and we smoked our first cigars at Cigar Life before it was really Cigar Life.
Yeah,
That's
that is
awesome.
really cool.
That that's your favorite memory because I'm sure you've had cigars in amazing settings and on
Oh,
beaches
absolutely,
and different
yeah.
parts of the world, but that's still your
But that meant a
favorite
lot.
memory.
Yeah.
It meant a lot because we were starting our journey with our retail lounge, and it was scary.
Yeah.
You know, scary taking that step and, you know.
And seeing where you guys are now, you probably couldn't have even imagined that in that
God,
moment.
no, not in a million
You guys
years.
would be here doing what you're doing now.
Yep.
So
And we never thought it would, in 5 years, almost 6 now, that we would be where we are.
I feel like sometimes that's a testament to, I mean, obviously, like, you guys are very business minded and you approached it in a very business oriented sense, but also your consumers who are looking for something that you couldn't find and you made it, you know, and sometimes you can't replace that.
Yep.
You know, you had an intimate knowledge of what you felt like people like you were looking for.
what was missing? In
What was
your,
missing.
in your
Exactly.
community?
Yeah.
Yeah, we took bits and pieces from different lounges that we had visited.
Right.
Mario at the time was working for a company and he traveled a lot, so he'd go to cigar lounges in the Northeast, New York, San Francisco, Dallas, New Orleans, and he would just take bits and pieces from, and he'd call me or he'd send me pictures. Look, I really like this, or you know.
All right, well, that's the end of our long form questions. We always end the episodes with our this or that questions. So it's just quick lightning round. We'll give you 2 options, maybe 3, and you pick.
Okay.
Okay. Double blade, V-cut, or punch?
Overall V-cut, but I use different cutters for different cigars.
Yep.
We hit this, but small or big green gauge?
Small.
Red or white wine?
Red.
Shade or Maduro?
Ooh. Can I say both?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no rules here.
I lean towards Maduro, but
Okay.
there's some shades that I love, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Heels or flats?
Flats. I mean, I love heels, but
Yeah.
Smoking indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors.
Covered that.
Hot or iced coffee?
hot.
Soft flame or torch?
Torch.
And then winter or summer?
Winter.
Florida winter?
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll visit snow, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think I could live in that kind of climate.
We really enjoyed talking with you, and thanks for suggesting this great pairing.
Yes.
We're gonna
Cheers.
keep this in our arsenal.
Cheers.
And cheers.
Thank you all for joining us again, and we'll see you on the next episode.